Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Tori. We are in the third of the first 3 days, which I believe is our prologue. And over these first initial episodes, I think the story has done a really good job at introducing the main character and sort of, building up a little bit of questions that we can ask as to what's going on with him. And some of them definitely got answered in the last episode with the devil, kind of explaining that we are meant here, or Ritsu is meant to be the savior of all demonkind, whatever that means, but basically the opposite of the savior of all humankind, if you want to put it like that. And Mary is a bit of an odd one. She's kind of just here, and the devil wants us to be wary of her, cautious, but I'm thinking we should be more cautious of the devil. The devil has been so loyal to Ritsu because, well, now we know why. I mean, because of his position. Technically, he is of a higher standing. Despite what we've seen of him, he seems like a good guy. But apparently that's like an offset thing. I don't know. It's getting a little weird, but what will happen on this final of the first 3 days of our story? I awake to the sound of my alarm clock the next morning. Oh yeah, by the way, it's so funny. Pretty much every recording session, I think besides the last one, I think, because that one was split into two, I think I started it on the same day as episode 3 and then finished it the next day. But besides that session, all my sessions have pretty much started with the game being updated. I guess also minus the initial session, because I pretty much recorded a couple hours or so after this was finally released. So there's been a few updates, a few patches to this already. Good morning, USA. It's going to be a wonderful day, or whatever Stan Smith says. But I say out of habit as I sit myself up. I dare not say good morning to nobody in particular whenever I wake up. It's 6 a.m. Technically morning, but still pitch black outside. Damn, the days are short. I shiver from the cold as I get out of bed, get dressed, and then decide to head to the chapel. Time to get the routine going. There, I find Mary. I mean, if it's still dark, offering up a prayer. I hold my breath and wait, not wanting to get in the way. Yeah, praying vampire. Crazy stuff. About 10 minutes pass.
Ohayo, Ritsu-kun.
Mary stands up, flashing a small smile. Good evening, Mary.
そうだね。私の挨拶はこんばんは。
Yep.
もうすぐ寝るしね。
We are flip-flopped here. She looks over to the window. I'd say we have 30 minutes or so until sunrise.
朝ごはん、簡単なものだけど用意しておいたよ。
Oh, I don't know. I mean, breakfast from a vampire? I mean, I'd take it. And probably be wary of it, depending on the vampire, but either way, thank you.
こちらこそありがとう。自分の作ったものを誰かが食べてくれるのっていいね。
Living alone makes you think that, huh?
自分のためだけの食事って面倒で手を抜いちゃうことも多いし、うまくできても味気ないからね。
Yeah, the thing is that now you have to really try. You're trying to impress somebody with your work. You're trying to make food not just for yourself, but for somebody else. You want it to be good. There is no shortcut that you could take there. It seems like she's had a good day.
ちなみに今日はね、昨日の朝がお魚だったから、肉じゃがと卵焼きとインゲン
That all
を茹
sounds
でたの。
great. What the fuck? Yeah, what the hell? I smile and look over to the window again. Honestly, I'm a simple man to please. It really doesn't take much to impress me. Do you think we could talk a bit before the sun comes up, Mary?
うん。あんまり長くならなければいいよ。
I don't think it will. I walk over and straighten up in front of her. I actually ended up talking to the devil again when you weren't around yesterday. Not that we discussed anything that we couldn't have with you around.
ほうほう。それで
I asked what I could do with my powers, and the devil said it was more like omnipotence than any particular things.
万能ってのはすごい感じだけど、抽象的だね。
I mean, yeah, you can interpret it that way. Mary reacts in the same way that I did, which causes me to smile. Right? having just one specific power makes it much easier for people to comprehend.
そのたった一つの力を工夫して頭を使って大変な問題を解決するみたいな展開がいいよね。
Yeah, that's usually how shonen anime goes. Yeah, I guess. I had a feeling that she was the kind to prefer more simple methods of storytelling, and it seems I was right. But it got me thinking, out of all the powers that could be described as omnipotent, which one would be miraculous enough to rule over demons? Mary raises a finger to her mouth in thought. To rephrase it more simply, what power would be miraculous enough to describe its wielder as a messiah?
口から火を吹くとか手から電撃を放つみたいなものじゃないよね。
Yeah, okay, I can roll with either one of those. Those would just be magic. And if physical harm was the aim, guns or missiles would do a far better job, and are far scarier.
核ミサイルみたいな強さが出せるってこと？
I'd say that would be an incredible power, in one sense of the word, but I don't think something as corporal would be described as a miracle. Even the power to destroy suns wouldn't fit. It doesn't have the charm, the otherworldly feeling of a power that would grant one leadership status. You don't need a demon's power to cause violence and mayhem. War and strife are already abundant in this world. Yeah.
じゃあ
Luckily, we have anime to try and help out, right?
普通なことじゃないすごい力ってことかな。
I don't know. Something like Kotodama screams what he's trying to throw out here. It's not necessarily a violent power, but it can be. And it can do things that I would say are miracles. And in a way, what Ritsu already has going on for him, like, is kind of a miracle in itself, but not necessarily for demons. I don't know, it's hard to think in the opposite way here. Mary tilts her head further, and then suddenly grins.
時間を操作するようなのは強い力じゃないかな。スタンド能力もラスボスは時間関係だし。
They do. They really do. God damn it, I really gotta finish part 3. Should I stopped, like, in the second half of part 3. Like, I'm like right there. Like, they're right there. It's almost over, you know? I'm like just a smidge away. There's a lot of stuff I need to finish. Yeah, I came to the conclusion that it would be a more conceptual power, like controlling time or space.
あれ？これも何かピンとこない？
Mary's eyes widen as she realizes that she hasn't followed the logic through fully.
あとは
Exactly, there we
昨日
go.
話した言霊の力とか瞬間移動とか
I was also thinking about
未来予知
teleportation.
とか人の心を読めるとか触れただけで大怪我とか不治の病を治して。
I mean, I would argue that, yeah, they're all miracles in their own way, but why did we trail off here? What's happening? There, Mary falls silent. Her eyes waver as sweat beads up on her neck. It seems that she's finally understood what I was getting at. I haven't. The power to heal injuries and illnesses. If you follow that thought further, you reach my conclusion.
死んだ人を
Okay.
生き返らせる。
Yeah, but I've learned through anime, but also other stories, that there just isn't that. It just doesn't work. It's fake. It's kind of a facade. You're just trying to, trick yourself that is something that you can do. That you can bring back the person as they were before they died. It's not a miracle. Instead, it's chaos. It's a mess. Though I would argue that healing an illness that shouldn't be able to be healed is also probably maybe better. The thing is that what we saw in Amatsutsumi, without getting into spoilers, that was beautiful. That was really cool. And it highlighted what you could do with Kotodama there. But anyways, let's follow along here. The power to revive the dead. The main reason Christ is known as the savior of mankind isn't because of all the tales of his many miracles. It's because of the last miracle, the resurrection of Christ, how he overcame death. I think this is what the demons want from me. Without death in this world, the concept of life would also collapse. People would lose their morals, their reasons for living. Everyone would end up just like the vampires who grow tired of living. the demons would get their desired banquet from a world turned upside down. Her reaction here is terrifying. Mary is lost for words. The smile disappears from her face. For the first time, I see her shaken. Her face goes blue, then red, then white. She shakes her head to extinguish the hopes and fears welling up inside. Yeah, see, there's more going on with her than we originally thought. She's not necessarily hiding something, but there's something that's holding her back, trapped inside her. She could almost be one of the girls before I comfort them. So she's thinking the same thing I did. What would become of the world is, as a matter of fact, inconsequential. What shakes us are our own selfish wishes. I could bring the girl I killed back to life, and I could do the same for your parents. Not as I am right now, of course, but I could if I accepted these demonic powers. It would be a miracle. Mary clamps her eyes shut. I nod expressionless. It wouldn't be some sort of endless miracle. I just think that those who lost their lives unfairly have the right to be brought back, and they wouldn't have wanted to die like that. They could live and be happy like they were supposed to. Yeah. Mary's scream echoes through the chapel. My words are drowned out as the room seems to shake. Now he really, like, I get where he's coming from, in a way. Maybe not, but no, this isn't the way to go about it, I think. I think he's trying to do something that is also in a different way unfair, you know? Yes, people die unfairly every day, you know, through car crashes or a murder, you know, homicide. Or they, you know, lose their life to suicide because of everything that's going on in their life or whatever the circumstances. But to bring those people back to life, it would create a sense of unfairness to really just the idea of death, because death is it's a natural thing. It isn't the room which is shaking, it's me. Mary has grabbed at the shirt over my chest. Being a vampire hasn't made her any stronger than you'd expect a girl to be. But I think she also has her reasons for being very, you know, not really wanting to go with this direction here. She hangs her head, bites her lip, and then takes a deep breath before looking back at me.
Ritsu-kun. やめて。それはダメ。そんなこと考えるのは絶対に。
I mean, we've all watched Full Metal Alchemist, right? Her red eyes stare right into mine. Perhaps she's using her powers of mesmerization. Perhaps it's taking everything she has not to use her powers of mesmerization on me. Either way, it's not having any effect. I say nothing, but tilt my head to the side. This surprises Mary again. Then she lets go of my shirt and forces a smile to cover her face.
冗談なんだね。
The conversation wasn't a joke, but I don't think I could bring someone back to life. My face remains expressionless. I really couldn't. I brought it up to try and shake Mary's will, but in the end, I'm just as shaken. I can't take it. It's my fault that girl died, and I want to use these demonic powers to save people. Your parents were murdered by some passing burglar. That's the perfect reason to bring someone back to life, but I can't do it. We're also just straight up admitting that we now know the truth. I press my words out as tears fall to the floor. Not my tears, though.
私の両親のこと知ってたんだ。
Oh, yeah, sorry.
気にしてないよ。あからさまに隠してたのは。
I mean, it's a sad situation, and you probably have your reasons, you know? Mary seems to be regaining her footing faster than me, her usual smile almost back in full force. But it's a lonely smile. A smile with 100 years of sadness behind it. Why do you think it's wrong to bring people back to life, Mary? I stare into her eyes as she thinks, carefully choosing her words.
私の両親は本当は 事故じゃなくて強盗に殺された。
She speaks calmly.
何も特別なことなんてない。いつも通りのある日の夜にこの強盗を最初に見つけたのは私だった。最初に見つかって最初に刺されたのが
So
私。
she was gonna be murdered too.
寝る前にトイレに行って部屋に戻ろうとしたら
Yeah,
廊
what
下に
a
男の人が
terrifying
立って
situation too.
手に包丁を持っていたけれど私は何も怖がらずに「どうしましたか？私はこの家では怖いことなんて一つも起きないと思っていたの。だって礼拝堂があって神様が見守ってくれていたし温室の花はいつでも綺麗だったから。
Mary bites her lip and gives a small shake of her head.
だけど刺された。
Yeah, no divine protection is really going to, exist in the way of some deranged man or somebody that feels like they can get away and continue to live on with their life knowing that they've, taken others' lives. It's incomprehensible. Unconsciously, a hand moves to her side.
気づいたら廊下に倒れていて何が何だかわからなくて最初は痛みはなくてお腹が熱くてすごく息苦しかった。でもすぐに激痛が走って悲鳴を上げた。その声で両親がやってきて私の名前を叫んで
Yeah, but
あっという間に刺された。
they died faster than she could
お
have.
父さんは男の人だから抵抗しようとしたけど、
And that explains
そ
why.
のせいで何度も刺されて最初に死んだ。
Yeah, a little knife stab, especially depending on the location, isn't going to immediately kill you. It's definitely going to put you on the track to dying,
お
though.
母さんも倒れながら娘だけは助けてくれって。でもダメだった。もう一度刺されてお母さんは最後に
That is
私
sad,
の方を
though.
見
This
て
is actually really depressing.
心配しないで怖がらないであなたは生きて。
Yeah, and live she did. For way longer than she should have, but no, she lived all right. Mary. I find myself saying her name without thinking. I'd been listening so attentively that the sound of my own voice takes me by surprise. I'm about to tell her that there's no need to force herself to keep going, when she smiles again.
大丈夫。別に話したくないことじゃないから。
Okay, I mean, in that case, we're all good.
ずっと誰かに話したかった。
Oh shit, she probably kept this bottled up, especially around the vampire master of hers.
聞いて神父様。
Hey, he's doing his job as a priest. She sighs to calm herself down.
不思議なんだけど私を刺した男の人の顔を私は全然覚えてないの。
Well, yeah, it's been 100 years.
怒ってた
But
のか
also, during that
その人
moment,
も怖がっていたのか無表情だったのかわからない。
during that moment, it makes sense. Like, your mind couldn't keep up, and there were other things going on too. I understand. Kind of.
はっきりと
Not
覚えてい
specifically,
るのは
but
私を殺そう
no, when
と
there's
し
a
た
lot
人じ
going
ゃ
on,
な
it's
く
hard
て
to remember the finer
お母
details.
さんの笑顔だけで私が死にそうになってる時血の匂いに誘われてあの吸血鬼の女の人が現れた。マスターは私と違ってとても力が強かったから強盗はあっさりと倒しちゃった。
Well, I guess she got her, revenge,
あ
sort
と
of.
は昨日話した通りになるんだけどこの屋敷を去る時にマスターが訪ねてきた。
Do you wish to live or
あの
something?
男を殺さなくていい
Oh,
の
that's not the question I thought of. Are you sure you shouldn't have killed him? Goosebumps spread over my skin. A girl the same age as me, or she would have been back then, filled with hatred that would drive her to murder. Did she find it in herself to spare him? Would killing him even have been enough? No, definitely not. But I believe in her. Another sad smile appears on Mary's face.
そう、
You didn't kill him.
私はその男を殺さなかった。
Oh, no revenge then. Why? I almost asked before stopping myself. I'm sure she's asked herself that question enough. Killing him then would have doomed her to eternal suffering, I imagine.
どうして殺さ
Yeah,
なかった
don't
の
stoop
か
to his level,
い
basically.
ろいろな言葉で説明できるだろうけど、ちゃんとした理由なんてないと思う。
I'm sure that, you know, there must have been some sort of suffering, you know, these back and forth questions of, should I kill him, should I not? And then it leads to, why didn't I? Coming up a lot. And that may have tormented her as well. But that is temporary, where if she actually did go through with it, that would have been forever. And forever is an understatement since, well, she can live way past her, you know, a regular human expiration date, I guess you could say. It would have messed her up big time.
多分それがあなたが人を生き返らせちゃいけないと感じる理由と同じことなんだと思う。
Yeah, I guess you can say that. They're in the same category in a way. You're right. I nod 3 times. I'm sure that's exactly it.
ねえ、リツくん、私とリツくんはさ、吸血鬼と闇の王子様で、もう存在からして悪って感じなんだろうけど。
Fuck yeah.
でもそんなの何の関係もないんだよ。特別な力があるかどうかも関係ない。もしも自分のすることに疑問を持った時は、自分を大事にして周りの人も大事にすればいいだけだと思う。
I can roll with that.
私は私で、君は君なんだから。
Now her smile is completely back to usual. A smile worth 100 years. So, it's time. Our entire conversation has been leading up to this point. In that case, why... I grab hold of her wrist. Why do you want to kill yourself? Oh, boy. That is a deep question, but you know what? I've been bringing it up. You guys know that I've been bringing that shit up. She's here for a reason. She's done traveling. This is it, you know? This is the end of her journey eventually. She wanted to come back home. And yeah, she's ready to wrap it up. She's at a complete loss for words. My power is taking effect over her, blocking out her surprise or any desire to lie or cover up the truth. Her silence gives me a clear-cut answer. So I was right. I really didn't want to be. Our previous conversation had been a distraction, a setup to my surprise attack to reveal the truth.
どうして？
You know, I have to admit, Ritsu is a very cunning guy. She mutters. Her expression is not one of anger or sadness, but resignation.
悪魔さんに聞いたの？
No. Your smile, Mary, it's beautiful, serene, not very vampire-y at all. She hasn't grown tired of living. 100 years is the demarcation point. She'd planned to end things this way from the very beginning. And that's why she ended her journey and came home. But you said that you'd had enough, which is also what you said about your master.
ああ、それ。
Yeah, you let too many hints kind of slip through there. Even my dumbass could find out that, yeah, you wanted to end it all eventually here. Mary shakes her head in disbelief. I'm about to dig deeper when... Okay, what's happening? She starts to thrash about, trying to get away from me. Thinking she's trying to escape, I hold tight. But that isn't the reason for her desperation. Oh shit. A thin ray of sun is streaming through the window, burning her hand as it passes over. The sun! God damn, I didn't think it did that much damage. I thought it would have been like similar to Twilight where it just makes them all shine all pretty and shit. Except maybe this time with like, you know, maybe a little bit of pain, but no, this is just straight up burning. God damn. I'd been too focused on the conversation. And it's not just her hand that's in pain. She's squatting to the floor, eyes clenched shut. Just seeing the light is burning her. Back to the house, quickly. I whip off my jacket and wrap it around her head. Yeah, let's cover her from the sunlight a little bit. Then I hoist her into my arms and run back to the residence proper. Okay, so we definitely got to keep an eye on the time of day here. A little bit better than last time, or that time here. Are you okay now? I turned to Mary, having pulled the thick curtains closed.
大丈夫。
She takes my jacket off her head and blinks her eyes a few times. I walk over to her and inspect her hand. It's healed.
治るのは早いから。
Yeah, but the pain probably sucked. She flaps her hand around to show that she's good as new.
焼け焦げになるのも早いけどね。
Sorry, I totally forgot the sun was coming up.
それは私もだから。
It was a deep conversation, and it was only getting deeper. She scratches her head.
死のうとしてるのバレちゃった。
She says like a kid being told off.
でもこれで何も隠すことがなくなって。
Yeah, no more secrets here. Whatsoever, right? Why? There's no need to ask. The reason that she's contemplating suicide has to be the reason I think it is. Vampires are different than demons. Their hearts are human. Their bodies may be immortal, but one day their hearts will die. Won't you reconsider? I sit down on the sofa with a sigh. Mary remains calm and smiles.
何度も考え直した結果だから。
Yeah, probably years worth.
今の私はとっても元気で絶対に人間の血を吸わないって。でも次の100年はわからない。その次の100年は絶対に誰かの血を吸うだろうって断言できる。
Her eyes go distant.
自分の心が擦り切れて何も感じなくなった時、きっと私は吸血鬼の仲間が欲しくなる。
Well, gamers, we now know what we have to do.
たまたま出くわした交通事故の被害者とか病気の子供に生きたくないかって尋ねちゃう。
Like the vampire who found you did.
そう、あの人は多分私に人の心とお日様の匂いを感じていたんだろうね。自分がなくしてしまったものを取り戻せればと思ったんだよ。でも手遅れだった。
Mary stands up, smiles, and pats me on the head.
君は優しくていい子だからあえてはっきりと言うね。
Let's hear it.
お願い、私を
Man. God damn it. These lines hit hard. They do. This shit's actually fucking awesome. Like, it hurts. I can't reply. I just hang my head while she gently, like a mother, strokes my head. As a priest, I've learned how to deal with suicidal people and how to talk them out of it. You don't negate how the person feels, but remind them of their family and friends, and teach them about people who got through similar situations. But all the people Mary cares about have been gone for 100 years at this point, not to mention all the ethical questions that arise from a situation like this. Someone with a terminal illness may be given the options of removing life support or assisted suicide, both of which may be considered tantamount to actual suicide in one's faith. This is a problem that straddles the intersection of medicine, law, faith, and personal beliefs. There's no one rule to fit all situations.
朝ごはん食べない？
You know, I took a couple of philosophy classes back in college because I'm lame, but the second one was actually the ethics of living and dying, and there were some interesting topics. I think one of them was abortion, because there's a lot of ways you can look on that one, and another one was like when you constitute someone as dead, like let's say if they're in the hospital, they're hooked up to a bunch of machines that's basically, you know, working to keep the organs going, because without them, they would die, even so the brain is still up there. It begins to, you know, beg the question of what is death? And I don't remember if suicide necessarily was one of the topics. I want to say it was, because, I mean, that's a big one. Or, you know, assisted suicide, which was, you know, briefly brought up here. So, yeah, I mean, ethics, morals, laws, all that are hugely important in stuff like this. It's fascinating stuff. If you guys are into philosophy and are in college, man, try to find a class like that. That shit is great. Even if you're not into philosophy, it is an eye-opener and it makes you think. Mary speaks up to break the silence. I'm not feeling all that hungry right now. I don't feel like going to class today either. I feel like Mary is going to disappear the moment I take my eyes off of her. Won't you have any regrets? I ask, desperate for a thread of hope.
ないよ。
I mean, she's lived for 100 years. I'm sure she's seen the world, quite literally. She's probably done everything that she could have wanted to do, just given very poor circumstances. She says with a smile and a shake of the head.
ちゃんと言うと、願っていたことが3つ残っていたけど、そのうちの2つは、リツくんが叶えてくれた。
Well, one of them I'm sure was to see how the area here has changed. I did?
たった一人でいいから、私の事情を全部知ってくれて、受け入れてくれる人が欲しかった。ね。
And the other one?
もう一つはちょっと照れくさいんだけど、
Oh,
や
well,
っぱり一度くらいは
I guess we kind of did that,
デ
yeah.
ートみたいなことをしてみたかった。
If you want to constitute, touring the facility here, a date. A date? I don't remember us going on a date. I mean, I've never left this academy in my entire life, so dates are a foreign concept to me. But I get what she's referring to. How I led her around the academy last night. She'd saved that small amount as a memory of a fun date, no matter how small and inconsequential it was.
ねえ、リツくん。ご飯食べよう。お腹がいっぱいになれば、きっと幸せになれるから。
I mean, I know why he doesn't want to eat anymore. I mean, after a deep conversation like that, no way. She speaks kindly, I guess. Realizing that she's not going to vanish this instant, I nod and agree. I stand up and then ask, Hey Mary, what was the last thing? The one I didn't grant. I clutch at the last thread of hope, but her smile betrays the harsh truth.
もう一度、お日様の
Oh,
眩しさと暖かさを感じたい。
oh.
私、寒いのは苦手だから。
No, you know what? There's a lot of things I didn't really consider, but no, that all kind of adds up, huh?
それが、私の最後の願いで、すぐに叶うことなんだ。
That's how she's gonna say bye-bye. Or as the TikTokers say, unalive herself. That is the stupidest shit, by the way. I understand. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like on TikTok or whatever, to try and get away from the term, kill yourself or die or whatever. Like, they say unalive. It's so stupid. This generation's fucked up. After that, I eat breakfast without tasting it, her smile watching over me the whole time. Not wanting to spend a moment away from her, I call up the academy to let them know I will not be in today. Brave move, I'll accept. Nothing like a nice chill day. Is it still daytime though? Or is it nighttime? I think it's still daytime given what it's saying here. The fireplace crackles, giving light to the reception room where curtains block the sun. Mary has poured herself some tea and taken a book from the study, which she's now reading. I imagine this is usually when she sleeps, but it seems that she's being considerate and staying where I can see her. Occasionally she'll raise her head, lock eyes with me and smile. Then she'll stare over at the meager sunlight creeping past the curtain. She stares in longing for the sun that will herald the end of her journey and bring her home. I've spent this whole time trying to think of ways to talk her out of it.
明日、
Oh man. No, not like this. Honestly, I feel like the direction that this is going to go in, and I have no idea how, but I feel like the direction that this is going to go in is going to involve us trying to make it so that she can actually live a more normal life. I don't know how though, but Ritsu, he's the miracle guy, he's got the magic touch. I'm sure there's got to be a way. Mary says suddenly, it's the first I've heard from her in hours.
明日の朝日を私は見ようと思う。
Why bring all your stuff up here if you weren't planning on staying a while?
本当はね、クリスマスとお正月くらいは過ごして、誕生日に消えようかなって思ってたんだけど。
But because I found out she's doing it tomorrow. For my sake, so that she'll be gone before we can form any real attachment. When's your birthday?
6月。私は夏生まれ。
Damn. We could have had like almost a year worth of an adventure with her. With that, she goes back to reading her book. I feel disappointed that she doesn't ask about my birthday, but perhaps she's worried asking may upset me, since I was abandoned. Yeah, wait, do we even know that information, or were we just given a date? I can't find the words to save her. There are no words to change the mind of someone so certain. And her feelings aren't even driven by negative emotions, so my powers are useless to stop her. The issue really is that death is her savior. My thoughts are heading toward desperation. What if I lock her in a room so she can't escape? Ridiculous, I know. But not the most ridiculous I've had. We've had more ridiculous thoughts? I could force her to have sex with me, make her know affection and the warmth of another. Okay, that's getting a little bit more ridiculous, you're right. That one goes beyond absurd. All I have are the most depraved of solutions. I may as well ask the devil at this point. But would that even help? How much would I really be saving Mary if I resorted to wicked ways? Some of those may leave death as the preferable option, which is no different to now. Besides, there would be some form of, compensation to pay. I'm beat. I sigh in submission. Mary raises her head, All this thinking in silence isn't giving me anything but a headache.
ちょっと面白かったけどね。
Hey, at least you're having fun here, right? She smiles, doing nothing to stop my worries. Is there anything else you'd like to do, smaller things? I ask, both to kill time and in hopes of a hint.
そうだね。ここが学園になってたことだし、もう一回ぐらい学生になってみたかったかな。そのくらい。あ、嘘。あとはお夕飯の後のデザートにいちご大福が食べたい。
See, she's got like lots of stuff that she wants to do still. There's a sense of life there. Obviously, probably not enough to push her forward, but you know, those are things that a normal person, especially a student, would want to go and do. Probably, you know, I guess if you were out of school, then maybe you would want to go to school and live like a regular life there, but also to be able to eat desserts and, you know, hang out with people and all that. The sweet mochi things?
そう。甘さと酸っぱさの奇跡のコラボレーシ
I don't have any, but I could go buy some.
ョン。大丈夫。荷物を取りに麓の町に行った時、コンビニで買ったから。2つあるから、後で一緒に食べよ。
How very prepared of you. Makes sense that she would buy food that she likes, though, I guess. So the academy, huh?
夜に忍び込もうとか考えるかもだけど、私の言う学園は昼間の賑やかなもののことだから。
But no can do. Could you not crush my hopes before they're even fully formed?
お姉ちゃんだからね。迷惑をかけたくはないの。
She's playing the age card now. I'm not so adept at dealing with older women. I'm just not good with older, or any women, honestly. Older or same age, whatever. Not out of hatred or anything. Just my experiences with them since birth have left me being fawned upon often. Still, I'm just gonna do what I can. I check the time on my phone to see it's already past 3 in the afternoon. I'm gonna head out quickly. You,
リツくんに嘘をついて消えたりはしないよ。そんなことしたら余計に恨まれちゃうし。
I completely understand him also, like, being so worried that she will disappear because he doesn't want somebody to die, you know, that's close to him right now, like before. I mean, before he's blaming himself. Obviously, he's not going to want anything similar to happen again. Okay, then. I stand up and head out. Even so, it would not have been his fault, but yeah, you know. The sun is high in the sky, rays of gentle warmth breaking through the cold. I can't say I've ever considered the sun's touch before, but today its light is dazzling. So she hates the cold, huh? Only being able to go out at night certainly isn't going to raise one's opinion of cold weather. A lot of girls don't deal well with the cold, mind you. I mutter to myself and then quickly set about my tasks. Oh man, this is going to be a rough-ass night. I don't know how they're going to wrap up these first 3 days, which again, I'm assuming is the prologue here. It doesn't take me all that long, and I get back home approximately an hour after I left. And she's still here, right? Right? I'm assuming yes. I'm back. I fall silent as I enter the reception room. I don't instantly see Mary, and for a moment I panic, but... Okay, I was gonna say, she's probably sleeping. This is technically her nighttime, and we've been keeping her up. Oh my gosh. She is just a cute-ass character for sure. We can all agree on that one, right? It's not just me. She's just lying down asleep on the sofa. Her face looks so peaceful that you wouldn't think that she was about to die. What a kid. Or maybe this is the face of someone who's accepted death. I place a bag I grabbed from the academy down beside her and brush a stray strand of hair from her cheek. I consider picking her up and taking her to bed, but I'm worried my touch will wake her. We could at least get her a blanket. Instead, I grab 2 sheets from my bed in the room and bring them down. There we go. One I lay over her. The other I wrap around myself and sit on the floor so I can see her face. It's perfectly calm. May your rest be a peaceful one. I may not believe in God, but that won't stop me from offering up a prayer. It'll be okay. You're not alone. I swear I'll be with you when you wake. I hope we will be. Thing is, I feel like we're gonna be ridiculously tired. This is gonna be a long night. Whatever's gonna go down, it's gonna be a long one. A few more hours pass. Looks like it's nighttime. Mary is still asleep. I stand up and peer through the curtains. The sun is beginning to set, darkness encroaching on the world. Night has come calling at last. My usual gloom from the cold is replaced by relief. I contemplate making Mary something to eat, but I don't know what she would want, and I don't have much of an appetite either. It's only when I sit back down that I notice that her eyes are open. Good morning, or I guess, good evening for us, good morning for you. She remains lying, her red eyes staring into mine. How beautiful. God damn it, man, she's too cute. Good evening. Mary sits up slowly. Yeah. She notices the bag beside her. Oh, I picked that up when I went out. It's for you. I'd hope so. She rummages through the bag and then stares blankly at its contents. I can't help you go out during the day, but I thought wearing it might get you in the mood at least. Oh, come on. You know that's not what I meant. I hope it fits. It's the smallest spare uniform they had in the office. You can't be much over 5 feet, right? Yeah, at 100 years old. Or 99, but I can tell that she's a little annoyed. Probably got turned into a vampire before she'd finished growing up. You don't have to wear it now, just whenever you feel like it. I imply, in a last vain attempt, that she could wear them tomorrow. I thought I'd make dinner tonight. Is there anything you'd like? Oh. Me neither. She says, ignoring the hypocrisy. I was gonna say, yeah, just do the same thing. I guess I'll just make some tea. Yeah. Sure. Planning to go along with whatever she asks for tonight, I head toward the kitchen. Oh man, this shit's fucking me up, guys. Like, I'm getting all worried and anxious and shit. I boil the water and consider brewing plum kombucha? I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Again as a joke, but decide better of it. Yeah, guys, sorry. I'm an idiot when it comes to pronouncing anything of any language. With the tea set and biscuits ready, I head over to the greenhouse. A while later... Damn, that is a giant-ass moon. The two of us have tea under the cherry blossoms and moonlight. Words are sparse, petals dancing their descent into our teacups. Time passes in an instant, even though it usually passes so slow when you're doing nothing. Though it's bad manners, I find myself checking my phone for the time often. This time it reads 5:30 a.m. Goddamn, time just fucking flew by like it was nothing. Daybreak is approaching. The sun begins to rise at 6 this time of year.
ねえ、いつくん、
Mary mutters, Yeah?
あんまり楽しい話にならないから、一度だけしか言わないけど、ごめんね。
It's fine. I shake my head.
でも、変な3日間だったね。
Yeah, honestly, what a wild introduction to this whole story. She looks up at the cherry blossoms. That's where I found her hovering 2 days prior. I was really shocked to see you floating in the air there.
そう、羽があるから飛びたいんだけど、浮くことしかできなくて練習中だったの。
Damn, even after all these years? Come to think of it, where do those wings go? It doesn't look like she has wings under her clothes.
ああ、私もどうなってるかよくわからないけど、なんかこう、出したい時に出せるの。
It's vampire magic, we just have to go with it. That's a strange power. The conversation has remained light.
でも、私とリツくんの出会いは、偶然じゃなくて運命だったんだね。ああ、前に自殺させちゃった子がいたことを皮肉で言ってるんじゃなくてね。
I mean, we've had a lot of weird things kind of coincidentally happening all at the same time, so...
むしろ、逆。
How so?
リツくんは、ずっとその子の死を背負って生きてて、これからもずっと背負っていくつもりなんだろうけど、その子と似たような立場の私が、許すよ。
She speaks softly, gently.
神父様のお仕事は、人の罪や後悔を許すって、そう言ってあげること。
So what, a vampire has to be able to tell a priest that their sins and regrets are forgiven?
みんな、本
Is
当
that how
は
this
神
works?
様に謝ってるんじゃなくて、誰かに、もう苦しまなくていいんだよって言ってもらいたいんだよ。それが救いだから。だけど、神父様は誰にも罪の告白ができないでしょ？
I mean, a priest can go to another priest, no? Honestly, I have no idea. Like, again, my knowledge on religion, especially Christianity, I guess any religion, is just completely zero.
だからきっと、神様が私をリツくんに出会わせたんだよ。もう、苦しまなくてもいいんだよ。幸せになってもいいんだよって。
I can't reply, not even with a nod. I don't think this can absolve me of my sins, but if they don't, that means my entire job is pointless. I want you to reconsider. I switch topics. I can't think of a reason to persuade or convince you, but I like you. I don't want you to die. My emotions come to the surface. Of course, when I say I like her, I don't mean romantically, just that I think she's a good person. No, I agree. Like, we barely met this person, but there's more, like, interactions I want these two to have with one another. It would be really cool if she can go to the academy and meet the other characters along with her.
うん。わかってる。
Because she's a lot of fun. She's a really fun character. But
でも、ありがとう。
having decided only to say sorry once, this time she gives me her thanks. She then swallows what tea is left in her cup before standing up. Yep, time to go greet the
じゃあ
sun.
ね。
Not one word is said, or not one more word is said, as she leaves the greenhouse. I imagine that she's headed toward the chapel. She'll offer up prayer until morning, when she'll open the door to greet the winter sun. And then she'll die. I don't chase after her. I don't break down either. I just sip my cold tea. Maybe there's something wrong with me, but by knowing this would happen, it hasn't come as a shock at all. I couldn't do it.
まあ、
Ah,
そうな
fuck.
るでしょうね。
I was wondering when the devil was gonna pop on in. I mean, it's been like, what, 50 minutes of us, of pretty much just the two of us here. So now the devil will make their appearance and see what we, I'm sure a solution or something is going to pop up here, right? A flippant tone comes crashing through the silence. I sigh. You've been quiet today. I was wondering when you were going to ruin things.
真打ちは遅れてやってくるものでしょ
Is that how it works? You just hate Mary. The devil laughs.
それはそうですよ。あれはリツ様にとって良い影響を与えすぎる。この場合の良いも人間基準で、悪魔にとっては悪いという意味です。それが自分で死んでくれるつもりなら、僕が余計なことをして気が変わるきっかけになるようなミスはしません。
It's the way you're saying it, though. It makes me think otherwise.
そもそもあの女は場違いだ。これはあなたと僕らの舞台。ミスキャストにはとっとと退場してもらって本来の劇を演じましょう。
The devil speaks in an exaggerated sing-song voice. I was going to say it definitely sounded a little weird, but I place my now empty cup on the table. You're so easy to figure out. It's strange that I don't even find myself annoyed. Humans, they take time to figure out. There we go. But demons and angels are bound to their existence, incapable of change. Angels only perform good deals, and demons amount to no more than evil. Yours are a pitiful existence, restricted to the only path you know.
そう。確かに妙なことに、僕たちは頂上の存在でありながら、いつまでも人間に勝てない。
The devil's in agreement with me.
あなた方は無力でありながら、その心は天使と悪魔を行き来することができる。
How do I save Mary? I stare down at my phone, expressionless.
死こそ救い。
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this is probably her peaceful out. I get the answer I predicted, making me want to sigh again.
それより、あの女を追いかけなくてよいのですか？
I wouldn't be able to do anything if I did.
いいではありませんか。何もできず、しかし、お互いに別れを惜しむ悲劇こそが大衆に受けるもの。どうぞどうぞ。僕のことは気にせず。
Man, you just want a fucking scene.
ちなみに、あと15分ほどで日が昇ります。
I remain silent and pour myself another cup of tea. 15 minutes left. The fact that the devil specifically mentioned the time has given me conviction. There must be something I can do to save her in the time I have. I sense irritation in the silence behind the phone. Yeah, I was gonna mention that, like, is there really anything in our arsenal? Anything up our sleeve? Anything that we know? Anything that's within our power? I drink my tea. The aroma reaches my nose. I have to remain in control of myself, stay calm, not allow my emotions to get the better of me. As for why you never win, it's your arrogance that makes you short-sighted. The devil roars with laughter.
まさにまさに、その冷徹さこそがあなたの本質。普通ならもっとこう情緒的に焦るものでしょうに。
But we're no normal person. Answer my question and you'll get your compensation. I ignore the demon's jeers.
ほう。どのような質問で彼女を救うおつもりで？
Is there a way I can make it so Mary Harker can go into the sun, that I can return to her the 100 years that she has lost and allow her to go to school? I word my question fully and carefully to avoid any tricks. Actually, then I want to reread that. Is there any way I can make it so Harry Harker can go into the sun, that I can return to her the 100 years she's lost and allow her to go to school? Well, let's see what happens. This is the only solution. If I can just do something about the sun, the creation of God that nurtures life, then she can live.
ありますよ。ええ、ありますとも、その方法が。
And that is?
あと13分。しかし、僕はその質問には答えない。
So there is something that we can do. It's not necessarily something that we have to rely on a demon or a devil to do.
わざわざと、むざむざと、あの女を生かすようなことはいたしません。
Even if I offer you my life?
あなたは確かに僕 主だが今は違う。あの女が死んで二度も人を助けられなかった苦しみがあなたを真の主へと変貌させる。
Oh, lovely. I see. 12 minutes left. I stand up, clenching my phone.
どうして
Yeah, this is his redemption arc, I guess you could say. Or at least that's how he feels. Enough. I've had enough. This is all I can do to control myself. Listen to me well, you cursed devil. I grunt, my phone almost crushed in my fist. All the pent-up anger rises to my head and my vision goes red. I'll admit it. I'm a liar. I'm selfish, cold, and arrogant, a bastard who won't allow anything in this world to go against my wishes. So if she dies, I will find you and I will kill you. I'm not the savior of demonkind or whatever, but you see this man right here? He will do whatever it takes, by whatever means necessary, to ensure your death. I hear creaking, either from my clenched teeth, my crushed phone, or both. Can you tell the difference between threat and truth?
もちろん
The devil answers in a cold voice, the antithesis to my anger.
あなたはどこまでも正気だ。正気のまま
You know shit's about to get all crazy when the theme music from the main menu gets playing. It's go time.
そこまでしてあの女を救いたいのですか。
Don't make me repeat myself.
よろしい。やっと
What do you mean by that?
出会え
The devil's voice remains calm, but I sense a slight tinge of emotion mixed in. Perhaps, just maybe some warmth.
た。まああなたの脅しに屈したわけではありませんよ。8つ咲きか16咲きにされたところで別に僕はどうとも。だがなかなか良いものが見れた。正確には良い遠さの声が聞こえた。だからこの一度だけ僕らの主としてではなく
What do you mean by
あなた
that?
に無償で使えましょう。だが僕も二度はない。
9 minutes left.
そして問いかけ
We don't
ま
have
しょう。
time for this.
あなたは選ばなくてはならない。僕があなたに仕えた今この一度だけもう一人の女を救うチャンスがある。メアリー・ハーカーか以前に自殺した少女の魂
Oh
を
my
地獄から
God.
救うか
No, you can't do that. But here's the thing.
どちらかを
It brings us back.
選びなさい。
It brings us back to our previous discussion. That person who committed suicide is dead. We don't bring people back. Mary Harker lives. We can extend her life. Mary. My answer is immediate. Damn. Even with a choice to actually bring somebody back, to maybe erase the regrets, the guilt, the trauma, all of that, and he will go for what I would argue is the right decision here. And now I truly have killed the other girl.
あなたの血を飲ませなさい。
Oh? What? I'm at a loss for words. That's it? That's all it takes to save her? I hold back the urge to run to her as I confirm the truth. I'm making a deal with the devil here.
僕にも確証はない。今のあなたには確実な奇跡を起こす力はない。だが血は流れている。
Oh, I get
可
ya.
能性だけならある。
I don't know why I didn't think of that.
信じて。
On that word, I go running from the greenhouse. How long left? How many minutes? I don't have time to check as I race down the corridors. Before long, I burst through the chapel doors. What a lovely, shitty sound effect. Mary doesn't stir at the loud bang. She's before the altar, changed into the uniform, offering up prayer. I know what she's thinking. She knew that I'd come here, unable to give up on her. But seeing her wearing the present I got for her would ease my desperation. And also that, no matter what happened, her determination to greet death would go unshaken. I head straight for the altar, toss aside a candle, and raise the needle of the stand to my wrist. Then I cut. I mean, can't she just dig into our neck, or do we need to force her here a little? At last, Mary realizes that things aren't going as she predicted. Perhaps it's the scent of blood. I dangle my hand, blood running from my wrist to my fingertips and in front of her face. Drink it. She's in shock, both from my actions and my cold, authoritative voice. At the same time, her cheeks redden and her eyes narrow. Fresh, warm blood is a sweet delicacy for vampires, and Mary is no different. But, no more buts. If you're gonna die anyway, you may as well drink someone's blood once. She tries to resist, but her lips are parting, her tongue trembling as it pushes through. Her hands fall out of prayer as she makes to save the precious blood from becoming waste on the floor. This is quite the scene, actually. It's crazy. Oh, look, her wings actually came out. Now on her face is the look of rapture. I place a blood-ridden fingertip against her tongue. Mary slurps at the blood, excitedly drinking it down, while just barely avoiding biting straight down on my finger. I hear her gulping. In her clumsy haste, blood spills from the corners of her lips, but she pays it no heed. Oh, now her wings are gone. What the fuck? Mary groans as she shoots upright. Fearfully, she wipes her mouth and steps away from me. She's panicking, confused. I don't answer, but look up at the stained glass. I can feel faint light pouring through. It's daybreak. Mary screams again. I still refuse to answer, this time grabbing her arm with my bloody hand and leading her over to the door. I'm actually a little conflicted here because she was at peace, ready to die, but we're forcing her to continue to live. I don't know if there was a part of her that wanted to continue to live if she was able to live a more normal life. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out here. To start with, I have to drag her. But when she realizes we're heading outside, she walks freely. The night is over. No matter what happens next, Mary. I speak her name as I place my hand on the door. I flash her a smile, repaying all the smiles that she's given me. There is no prayer to God. If you die, then I'll be following right behind you. I open the door before she can scream. Damn, this guy's making it all fucking dramatic and shit. This is nice. I like this angle. And she lives, I'm assuming. No burning right now. Which is crazy. That is some fast-acting blood. That shit worked quick. Prescription medication could never. What greets us is a perfectly ordinary sight. First morning's light reflecting off the snow. Birds chirping despite the harsh cold. A beautiful winter's morning. Damn. No, she's no burning whatsoever. She's alive. Mary collapses to her knees in shock and stares up at the sky. Up at the sky as it changes from dark indigo to bright blue. It doesn't burn at her eyes as it did yesterday, excuse me. She's able to stare at the dazzling... Okay, don't stare at it, but there's no chance of her looking away. This shit's beautiful, guys. I love this. And that hurts. That hurts a lot. She screams, and then tears pool in her red eyes, before immediately spilling out. Again, she screams. Her cries echo. Like a child, she puts on no pretenses. Her emotions are allowed to manifest. now that there's no longer a need to hold them back. 100 years ago, when she was born, she would have cried like this. Now at long last, she can cry again. A long night she walked, a long journey she completed, and now she regains the warmth and brightness of the sun she thought lost. This shit is so fucking fire, guys. God damn. It's over. Or maybe it's just beginning. Either way doesn't matter to me. I stand behind Mary, looking up at the sun with her. To me, it's the same as it's always been, blinding enough to make me shield my eyes. I notice that blood is still flowing from the hand that I raised to my brow. It's a pretty deep wound. Yeah, we didn't have to go that hard. There might be permanent damage. Well, never mind that. I have no special feelings for the sun, unlike Mary, but I can feel its warmth. The light that nurtures life. And then my phone begins to vibrate and ruins the moment. I hadn't noticed, but I must have kept holding on to it with my good hand ever since I left the greenhouse. I don't recall switching it to silent, though. I answer the call. Hello? No immediate reply means it's not the ill-mannered devil I was expecting. I do hear some breathing, though. I press the phone to my ear. I've got a feeling of what this is. The words flow freely from me. I didn't abandon you. I just wanted to be normal for once in my life. I didn't decide on someone to reject. It just happened to be you. It was chance. Though, you're the reason I won't abandon anyone ever again. You were the first person I couldn't save, and I will make sure you're the last. I swear it. I'm sorry. I won't die for you, but I'll come join you someday. If you'd please, wait until then. Damn, bro, what the fuck? I mean, it's exactly as I was expecting. This was the call. I hear a small murmur before the line drops. A nice little, circle back to the first opening lines. I lose my grip on my phone and it clutters to the ground. Tears begin to fall from my left eye. My night is now over too. That day was a burst of summer in midwinter. Mary spent the whole day looking up at the sky, and I spent it watching over her. God damn. Okay, Tori, I see you. I see you. That was a good opening scene right there. I didn't watch it previously. Good thing I didn't, because that shit actually kind of spoiled this lovely moment. Or it would have. But, that was nice. Alright. Gamers, we're gonna wrap it up there. Also, for those that are like, wait a minute, yes, you have seen the opening scene. Look at the, episode 1 thumbnail. Oh, hey, look, the beginning. 1 of 5. We got 5 more days. No, I don't know how many parts of this there are. Or how many days, but it looks like we do get an indication of how many parts we are in a chapter, which is neat. But, this was great. This was a beautiful opening to the story here, and I think it was handled really well. My only concern now is, will they be able to continue to run with it? Will they be able to continue to run with this beautiful flame that has been created? I hope they can. I hope they can carry it forward. I do think the opening to Amatsutsumi was good, it was interesting, and it definitely had me hooked. And then going forward, it was kind of up and down, but I'd say mostly up. So hopefully we have a similar situation here, because I feel like the entire way here with this prologue has been just fantastic. It's been positive, big thumbs up from the very beginning. Yes, even with those H scenes that were thrown right in my face, it was fantastic. I'm excited to learn about these characters. I'm pretty sure one of them is the character we met in the very beginning. I could be wrong. I'm not necessarily sure, but it does look like we've got a few more characters to meet, and I'm gearing to go. I'm excited to see what direction Tori will take next. Thank you all for tuning into this one, and honestly, thank you for watching so far. This has been a whole lot of fun, and I just don't want to put this down. This has been a little bit of an accidental priority to record, just because I'm so excited to see what happens next. But yes, thank you for watching so far. Leave a like, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one now that Mary Harker can actually live a bit of a normal life. I'll see you guys then. Take it easy.